Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Ashcraft. If you are new here, you can find me on Instagram at that same name. I will have everything linked and spelled down below in the description box. This is my Flosstube channel where I talk about all things cross stitch and anything else I feel like. And today is September 23rd. Well, tonight for a few more hours is September 23rd, and this is Flosstube episode 44. Did I get that right? Yes, I did. Let's see. I have a lot of things to talk about in this video. This was a rough week for me emotionally. My anxiety has never been so high. It hasn't been this high since I was in law school, and I'll go into it at the end of the video because I know some people, they don't really care about like your life. So I'll just talk about the stitching. Just know that, I mean, you're getting full on real life Mama Mary right now. Hair up in a bun. I look like a mess. I have the darkest under eyes because I haven't been sleeping well, and but we have some exciting things to talk about. So the very first thing, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm announcing this. I was chosen to be a Black Noodle Society rep. How exciting. So a couple of things. I get a 6-month worth subscription, so that's 3 boxes, and it starts with the one that's currently on sale. The next one that you can get, which is the New Year's box, that is in collaboration with, well, I don't know if it's in collaboration with, but she helped curate Two Martini Stitcher. So I'm super excited for that. I have a code, which is Ashcraft5. So my last name and the number 5. So what does that mean for you guys? Well, one, if you're not on the waiting list to join the subscription, get on the waiting list. Once you get an email saying that they have a spot open for you and you are ready to subscribe, if you do a box to box subscription, so you don't prepay for like 3 months or 6 months, something like that. If you're just doing box to box, you can use my code or any of the other reps' codes for 5% off that first box. If you do a subscription for 3 months or 6 months, you cannot use a code because it already has a discount worked into the price. And then my code does not work on specialty boxes. So like Frogwarts and Gilmore Girls, the Trick or Treat Advent box, the Trick or Treat box or the Advent box, 2 different things. One's Christmas, one's Halloween. Unless you're Jack Skellington, then it's both. So none of the specialty boxes you can use the code for, but if you're just doing a regular box-to-box subscription and you're not prepaying 3 months or 6 months, you can use my code, Ashcraft5. It will be in the description box. So it's so exciting. There's a group of us. We have a group chat. It's so fun to like meet these people. Most of them, I think there's pretty much all of them I was already following. I think there's maybe 1, maybe 2 that I wasn't following before. So I'm really enjoying being able to be a part of this group, and I'm just so thankful to Katie, Laura, and Athena for choosing me. So thank you. That was definitely like the highlight of last week, finding that out. And then all the crazy things went down. So that was so fun. Okay, the other thing that I was going to mention before I start getting into my whips is I have very minimal progress to show you on my whips because I've been spending most of my time working on my secret project, which she posted a picture and she tagged me as the stitcher. So I think I'm allowed to say I am doing a model stitch for Abby Top Knot Stitcher. That's all I'm going to say. You can go check out her Instagram because she has posted one of the pictures that I sent her as a little sneak peek. And I am spending all of my time stitching that because I need to get it to her by the end of the month. So I've been working on it every night, and then if I don't have it done by like tomorrow night, then I should have it done by the weekend, so I can send it back to her. And she just got married too, or she's getting married this weekend, or her shop is closed for 2 weeks because she's getting married. So very exciting, and congratulations, Abby. Okay, so we'll do this one first because this one's a quick one. Just a little bit more progress on Primrose Cottage's A Happy Halloween. This is the one from the Sip and Stitch box. Here's the cup with my water. Okay, so this one I just continued on, and I finished the white on this pumpkin, the first pumpkin right here. And I haven't decided if I'm going to stitch like the orange and then the white and then the orange and then go back through and do the black, or if I'm going to do the black on this and then move on to the next one. I haven't decided yet. So this was something when I just needed mindless stitching and something where I knew I needed to stitch and take my mind off things, but I didn't want to risk messing up and having to frog on the model. So I picked that up. So that was just a quick little update because it really wasn't much. This next one I'm going to show you is a new start. It is a pitiful new start. I only worked on it one night this week. So Caterpillar Cross Stitch's new stitch along, Sal, is the Lucky Nutcracker. Now, I love the Nutcracker ballet. I love all things Nutcracker. I have a lot of Nutcrackers. I'm obsessed. So when I saw that this was going to be a stitch along, I was very excited. But I also have learned about myself this year that I need to not do so many mystery stitch alongs, because usually I'm like excited by the idea and then I get like a few clues in and I'm like, why did I do this? I mean, not always, but like just sometimes. So I was hesitant and I was like, am I going to do it now? Am I going to finish it now? But I ultimately decided to go ahead and purchase it, mainly because I needed to do some retail therapy. And so I started it. I also learned with Caterpillar, they do a lot of patterns on white, which for the trees, sorry, I was like falling out of my chair. On the trees, the seasonal trees, I think I like it on white. I mean, I get bored after a while stitching on the white, but I think the overall thing, the finish looks good on white. But I knew I did not want to do the Lucky Nutcracker on white. I just knew that was not going to be my vibe. So I pulled out, do I have the, okay, the card for this, it's a Be Stitch Me fabric, but the card must be on my desk. I know I pulled it off already. So, this is a blue opalescent fabric from Be Stitch Me. It's a 32 count. My smaller snoot cap, my smaller Q snap is in use, so I had to go with my large one, and it just looks very funny to me. So I did a center start on the tree. It just is so big for such a tiny thing. And then this is a needle minder from Frosted Pumpkins. I love this little peppermint hot cocoa. I am counting down the days that everybody starts bringing out their Christmas stuff, because I am going to Big Lots and I am going to hoard my favorite peppermint hot chocolate, because I like to add it into my coffee and make like a peppermint mocha situation. Anyways, so this is my little pitiful start on the Lucky Nutcracker. The other thing about this is I really just wanted to start it, but I only had 7 of the called for colors. And the other thing I have learned about Caterpillar is Sally really likes bright colors, and that is not always my vibe. So I kind of wanted to just like take it down a notch. And I also wanted to stitch from stash, because I did not want to have to go out to the store to buy more floss. And I have so much fancy floss now that I felt like I could stitch from stash. So I pulled up the list of colors, and I pulled a bunch of colors that I haven't narrowed it down yet, but I've at least pulled, and you can kind of get a feel for the colors that I'm going for. So this green, this is the lighter green. I also wanted to make my tree darker, because it was like a really bright green and then like a medium green, and I kind of wanted more of like a medium green and a really dark green. So this green that I'm using is Forbidden Fiber Unrequited from the Bridgerton box. I think it has a nice, it's like a good medium green. It has a little bit of variegation to it. I mean, I can never go wrong with Leanne's flosses, let's be real. And then the dark green that I pulled for the other part of the tree is Mistletoe from Forbidden Fiber, and that's a darker green. So here they are side by side, and I'm hoping it's enough contrast that it works when it's actually stitched. So I'm using mostly Forbidden Fiber because I love Forbidden Fiber. But here's kind of what I got going on. So, and like I said, I have not finalized all of the colors, but I've pulled them so that as I'm going through, I can just go ahead and pick, whatever color I'm moving on to next. But I have definitely, picked out my greens. I pulled Confession from Forbidden Fiber. This was also from the Bridgerton box. I pulled Twilight Mauve from Forbidden Fiber. I pulled this one from Color and Cotton, which is Robin's Egg. My blues, I have a lot of blues pulled because my fabric is blue, and there are at least 3 blues needed, or at least called for, in the pattern. So the blues are going to be tricky. I do have, these are the colors that I had that were called for. So like this is the really bright green, and I don't know, I wasn't feeling that. I will probably stick with this blue because I think this blue will work out nicely with the colors I've pulled. I'm going to guess this peachy color is going to be used for some skin tones. And if that's the case, I'm probably going to switch it to some almond M&M's skin tones because I love that. And because I saw one year at the Segerstrom in Orange County, I saw Misty Copeland as the, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? The main female ballerina who has the amazing dance with the dude. I'm sure somebody is screaming at their screen right now. And my mind is blank. Because there's Clara, who's the little girl. There's the snowflakes. There. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. We're gonna look this up right now because this is going to drive me Nutcracker ballet. This is going to. I won't be able to function. I will not be able to. What is it? Characters. Is it the Sugar Plum Fairy? Okay, it's the Sugar Plum Fairy. It's been a long week. I'm gonna blame it on that. It's been a long week. But I saw Misty Copeland as the Sugar Plum Fairy at the Segerstrom, and it was amazing. She's amazing. Color and Cotton Iced Blueberry. This is a really pretty one. It also has some variegation. So that's the other thing, is because it's a mystery, I pulled all these colors because I don't know what they're all going to be used for, because all we have right now is a Christmas tree and 2 presents. So, Forbidden Fiber Forever in Blue Jeans. This is from her Neil Diamond collection, which I bought all of the colors from that because Neil Diamond is one of my favorite singers. Tusk from Color and Cotton. I needed a white and I figured might as well. I also need a black, but I'm just probably going to use DMC. Color and Cotton Salmon. It's a nice pink. Color and Cotton Blush. This one's got like, yeah, you can see it kind of is light down here and a little bit darker down here. So again, maybe, who knows, maybe I'll end up using more colors because, you know, maybe there are some parts where I feel like I want a more variegated pink or a more solid pink, you know. Forbidden Fiber Blush and Bashful. Forbidden Fiber Rose Hip. I love this color. And then Classic Colorworks Hollyberry. I do need a red, and I think I only need one red, and so I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this one because it has the right tone. All the other reds, like this red, this is the red that is called for. It's just really bright, and I feel like it just isn't going to look good with the colors I've chosen, but I think this has the right tone. And then I'm keeping it all on a floss drop from It's Charm School. She's come out with some really cute Halloween ones, and her things you can choose whether you want them made into floss drops or needle minders or keychains, or some of them, if they're small enough, you can do the tail tucker. So yeah, if you are in the market for some accessories, I highly recommend It's Charm School. I love her stuff. So yeah, so those are the colors. I think I'm missing a few. Like this brown, I'll probably end up using this depending on what it's for. These 2 colors, I know I can't use because of the fabric. So that's why I pulled so many blues. Like I said, I think this blue, because it's like a bluish purple, will work okay with these. I think so. Yeah, I think so. So yes, so that, and this is a bendy flip. This is the most recent one that I got from Michelle. So I'm excited for this. Once I finish my model, I'll probably continue working on part 1 so that I can attempt to stay caught up on this stitch along. We know how I do with that. Okay, let's get into haul. So, okay, yeah, this was the first thing. You guys, was it 2 weeks ago? Yes, 2 weeks ago, I finished Paul Hollywood, and I ironed it tonight. Look how great this looks. I finished Paul Hollywood, and I mentioned that I was looking for tart pans. Y'all had some really great suggestions. I happened to, we needed to buy something from Amazon, which I'll talk about in a second. And I needed to like get to that $35 threshold. So I was like, I wonder if Amazon will have tart pans. Of course they do. So this came in a pack of 2. Okay, if you're looking for a tart pan, when you search for it, make sure you put in the size you want, because when I did my initial search for tart pans, it came up with 11 inches, massive, or 4 inches, too small. And so for this, I need like a 7-inch, which was like the medium size. So it came in a pack of 2, which I'm like, that's fine, because I can use one for baking. It has the removable bottom, which is fine. You know, I just thought about that. So at first I was thinking I would attach it to this, but now I'm starting to think I will do sticky board and attach it to the sticky board and then put this on the back so that it hides all the stuff on the back. I think I like that. I already checked it, and it is like the perfect size. I'm going to do a layer of batting, and then I will figure out how to lace it. I'm sure there are tutorials out there to help teach me. So I am going to try to do that relatively soon so that I can finish it and send it off to Brooke, because I mean, okay, let's not make a lofty goal here, Mary. As long as I get it to her by her birthday, which is in January, I'm good. So yeah, so the other day when I got it, I like, let's see if I can do this. I just ironed this. Why am I doing this? Oh well. I like folded it around. Oh, it looks so bad when I do this. And then okay, let me make it look a little better. Okay, it's so bad. But do you see what I'm seeing? You know, like this is gonna look super cute, and then I'll add in. Let's take this guy. So you have that on the back, and then I will glue this over so you can't see it, and then I will probably add in between here something to hang it. So I'm excited that I found something so quickly. Oh, man, I have to go iron it again. So I'm just very excited that I found something so quickly. And we have is it a restaurant depot? Is that what it's called? I remember seeing it on Top Chef when I used to watch that a long time ago. But we have one here, surprisingly. And so I thought, oh, worst case scenario, I'll take a trip to Restaurant Depot. So yeah, and this 2-pack was like, I want to say it was around $10. Don't quote me on that. Maybe $10 to $15. Somewhere around there. So that was that. I also got my kit from Frosted Pumpkins for Maple Lane. This time I did not undo the packaging first. Look how beautiful their packaging is. Oh gosh, it is so cute. I got the 28 count casual linen. I got the Ada kit for the Christmas wreath, and I found that I didn't really like the Ada. I felt like it was a really, it wasn't a loose weave. It was just, like, it was so soft that I felt like if I pulled too tight on my floss, that it would squish the threads of the Ada, if that makes sense. So I talked it over with Courtney, and she said she was also going to get the linen because she felt the same way, that she liked the linen better than the Ada, because Frosted Pumpkins almost always uses Picture This Plus. So this is Picture This Plus Vellum, and it's just a nice neutral color. But here's all the DMCs, and then this year, I don't know if they've ever done this before, but they're using, I think, four colors of classic Colorworks. And then they also included, which was really nice, a pack of needles. Christmas wreath did not include needles, so that was really cool. And then I also, obviously, had to order the needle minder. Look at that trolley ticket. How cute is that? Because I love it. How could you not? So very excited about that. And then the last thing that I got this week was my Color and Cotton Floss of the Month for September. So I get 10 skeins, all colors. So if you haven't gotten your floss yet, look away. I'm gonna pull them out this time. Okay, so here's the first pack. This one is really bright, and I'll hold up in case anybody is trying not to look. That one is really bright, but it's really, I like, this would be a really cool one for like St. Patrick's Day. These are some good, like, these four are good colors that you could totally use for any pattern, you know? And then here's that one. And then the second pack, I really like these colors. These give me major, like, fall, Halloween, like a primitive Halloween. I really like these. Yeah. They showed, I put the floss down in case you want to look again. Color and Cotton showed some really pretty fall toned flosses in their Facebook group, and I have to go figure out which ones those were because I saw them and I said, I need them. So they have some really pretty flosses coming out for fall that should be on their website if they aren't already. So that was Color and Cotton. That was everything. Last week was my 1 year Flosstube anniversary. Thank you everybody for all of your kind comments. They really lifted my spirits throughout the week. And I did a giveaway, and I had to laugh at these winners because one is a friend of mine and the other is somebody that I've talked to in the comments many times, and she has legit been following my channel from the beginning. So our US winner, who is getting the Top Knot Stitcher gift card, is Stitches by Shelby. So that's really exciting. Shelby, I will be sending your gift card shortly. And then our international winner, who's getting a gift card to Etsy, is Cross Stitch Happy Elena. And Elena is the one. I have loved chatting with her in the comments. She always writes just the nicest comments, and she legit, like, I remember her, I've seen comments from her from the very beginning. Gosh, all the way through. So, like, it's kind of cool that, you know, she won one of the giveaways. So congratulations, Shelby and Elena. And I will be sending the gift cards probably tomorrow, Friday. Probably before you even watch this. And then you're going to get a gift card and be like, what? So that is everything Stitchy related. If you do not want to stick around and hear about the craziness of this week, then I will see you next week. Where do I even begin? So this week has been rough emotionally. My husband got promoted about a month ago, and he worked like a normal schedule for the first like 6 weeks because he had to do a bunch of training, and then he got switched to his regular schedule, which is overnights, the overnight shift, which means that 5 nights out of 7 I am home alone at night, overnight with the kids. So Friday morning, my husband came home and he said, you know, our electrical panel, we live in an apartment complex, and he says, you know, our electrical panel was open, which, you know, that's happened before where I've seen it open, but it looked like this time somebody had been tampering with the wires. We didn't really think much of it. He took a picture of it and we sent it to the manager, and she said she was going to send somebody out to secure it. But I think he had a busy day on that last Friday, and so he just didn't get around to it. So my husband's nights off are Saturday night and Sunday night. And so Saturday night, and because he's, you know, awake at night to work and asleep during the day, he's on his days off, he's obviously awake at night when we're sleeping, and then during the day he's asleep when we're awake. So Saturday night, somebody tried to break in, and I am so thankful that he was home, because there's a good chance that if he wasn't here, they probably would have gotten in. But the fact that he was here, it scared them away. Then on Sunday night, we think it's the same person that came Thursday night, Saturday night, and again, Sunday night. He heard somebody tampering with the electrical panel, and he ran outside, and the person ran away, and he waited out there for an hour waiting to see if that person would come back, and he didn't. And so already, like on Sunday when I woke up, you know, he wakes me up with this news, and I'm just like, I can't even wrap my brain around this right now, you know? And it was just, Sunday was a very emotional day. Thinking about how bad it could have been, because that's how my mind works, you know? And then of course, like, my mom and my stepdad calling me when I'm in the grocery store with Amelia and then talking to me about it. And then I'm like standing in the middle of the produce crying. So luckily we were able to, I think we kind of, I don't know. I don't think that there's ever anything, there's such a thing as like too much security. But we have installed stuff, additional things to our windows and our doors. And I do feel a little bit safer, but Monday night was my first night by myself without Brett being here, and I did not sleep. Oh gosh. So this week has been just heightened anxiety, heightened emotions. There were several nights where I did not stitch because I just sat there on the couch and I kept looking over like every 5 minutes at the door, thinking I was going to see somebody because we have a window next to our door. And it's just a terrible feeling, So then, Tuesday, we pick up our kids from school, from daycare, and you could tell right away Amelia was not feeling good. Like, she had congestion and she just looked tired and looked sick, like she had a cold. And so I already knew that Wednesday she was going to stay home, and I figured as long as Jackson was fine, he could go to daycare. Wednesday morning, he wakes up and I pick him up out of his crib and he pukes all over me. I'm like, can this week get any better? I also forgot to mention that on Sunday morning, when we're trying to process everything that happened Saturday night, we get a call from my in-laws saying that Brett's grandpa had fallen and he had to go to the hospital to get x-rays to figure out what he broke because he's in a lot of pain. And we're like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? Let's just add that into the mix. So then, the kids get sick and we're like, just bring it on. And so thankfully, sorry, I did not expect to full on cry. Thankfully, Amelia looks and I think she feels fine today, Thursday. And I think there's a chance, well, no, I'll probably keep her home. Jackson, he's never been sick like this before. Like, even as a baby, he didn't even throw up. Like, he didn't spit up. He just, wasn't that kind of baby. It was weird. So this is, the first time he's ever been sick. So, I'll just keep you home the rest of the week, essentially. But even though I'm working from home, and, I can work from home because I have a computer here, when your child is sick and they, all they want is to be held by you, it's a little difficult to get some things done. And today I had to do a deposition and it started at 10 and I put Jackson down at 9:50 for his morning nap. He slept for an hour, and so for the last half hour of the deposition, I stood at my computer holding him and bouncing, and I had my video turned off because we were on Zoom, and I was just standing there yeah, of course. Okay. the very end of Friends, when Chandler and Monica are buying a house and they go into the next door neighbor's house because it's also on the market, and they're looking around because they want to see, like, did they get the better house? And the realtor tells them, well, somebody else is looking at the house and they're really interested, and I think they're going to put an offer in. And of course, from around the corner, you hear, oh my God. And Chandler just goes, sure. Like, that's how I felt. That's how I felt all this week, was just one thing after another. Sure. So this is just, yeah. I've had, like yesterday I had back-to-back appearances and meetings. Today I had 4 meetings and appearances. Tomorrow I was supposed to have 1, but I told my boss. And for that I was supposed to defend the deposition, and I told her, I was like, I can't. This case is going to trial next month. I don't want to screw this up because I'm distracted by my 1-year-old, you know? So she's like, that's fine. I will do it. I was like, thank you. So yeah. So this week was rough. And I feel like I say that a lot, but I feel like that's how a lot of people feel. You know, I don't want to come on here and be negative, and that's why I try to save my little life updates for the end of my videos, is because not everybody, I mean, everybody's going through something, right? Everybody has some type of something going on in their life. And Flosstube is that place where you can go escape, but it's also where you can find relatability. People who you can talk to and think, oh gosh, I'm glad that, you know, we have this in common, or, you know, like I said, my anxiety has not been this high since I was in law school. And my anxiety wasn't even that high, wasn't high in law school because of law school. It was because of things that happened in college. And just like the way that I felt Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the way that I felt anxiety-wise, depression-wise, like all of those emotions that I was feeling, that is how I felt before I got therapy. And so, but then I look at it, I'm like, do I even have time for therapy? Do I? I know I need to make myself a priority. That was the hard part too. Is Saturday night, I went, like right before I went to bed, I had this long discussion with my husband about how I need to start putting certain aspects of my health, making it a priority, you know, and how I don't do that. And I think there's a lot of women out there who can relate to that, because there's a lot of women out there, a lot of moms, not even just moms, but a lot of people who don't put themselves first because they're trying to take care of everything and everybody around them. And so this is your reminder to put yourself first every once in a while. So yeah, that was my week. I'm hoping next week is better. Really hoping next week is better. Because this whole no sleeping thing is, my husband's job for overnights, it's a 2-year commitment. And so on Sunday I told him, I'm basically not going to sleep for 2 years. Like, I'm going to get 2 good nights sleep out of, each week when he's home. And now, as I sit here with my video nearing 45 minutes, I'm thinking, oh, I probably have some time to stitch. And then I look at my clock and think, no, I don't. So, if you are somebody who sends positive vibes or prayers or I don't even know what other things there are, you could send chocolate. I think I've eaten my weight in candy this week to get me through the day. I would appreciate it. So with that happy thought, no, but seriously, if you feel like you're struggling, I am always here to chat. I mean, I have people that I go to, that I talk to about things that I was going to. Like, I had like 5 people, less than 5 people, that like when Brett told me this, I immediately texted them and was like, WTF. But if you need somebody like that in your life, like if you feel like you don't have anybody you can go to, I can be that person for you. Because we all need somebody. We really do. And even if you need somebody like outside of your regular family and friends to chat things through with, hit me up. Because I know what it feels like to be surrounded by people and feel like I am so alone. So, I hope you all have a great week and a great weekend. And this is a like complete 180 from the video I did last week. So yeah. Oh, I will add one thing. I have talked to our property manager every day this week. And apparently, at first because we thought somebody had come back for 3 nights, that we were being targeted. Apparently, everybody was being targeted. It's not just our complex. All the complexes around here are being targeted. Cars, there have been tons of break-ins in cars in our complex and other complexes, and it's like, I mean, like, and the police are like out like crazy trying to find people, whoever is doing this. So it does make me feel better that it's not just us, and you know that maybe this person or people, whoever is doing this, is going to be found. I hope. I don't know. I would really like to have a good night's sleep. So I hope you all have a good week and a good weekend. And if you feel so inclined, leave me a comment with something happy that happened to you this week, or something that you think about that makes you happy, or a movie that you watch, or a book that you read when you feel like you need a pick-me-up, or a song that you listen to, or whatever you do that makes you feel happy. Comment that down below, because I'm sure that there are other people in the comments or who are watching this that could use some happiness as well.